The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Velthar of the Kryn Empire rose from his crystalline seat. His four eyes gleamed with barely concealed contempt as he gestured toward the human delegation with a dismissive wave of his manipulator appendage. "The humans," he announced, his voice resonating through the translation matrix, "have contributed nothing to galactic civilization. They sit in silence at every military strategy session. They abstain from votes on defense initiatives. They refuse to demonstrate their combat capabilities in the tournament of species." He paused, letting his words sink in. "I propose we revoke their council membership. They are clearly too weak to deserve a seat among the galactic powers." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembled representatives. The insectoid Jarek clicked their mandibles approvingly. The energy-based luminari pulsed with what their species considered laughter. Even the normally diplomatic Thornians nodded their flower-like heads. At the human table, Ambassador Chen sat motionless. Her dark eyes betrayed nothing as she listened to species after species voice their agreement. Her military advisor, Colonel Morrison, leaned close to whisper, but she raised a hand slightly. "Not yet. The humans arrived among the stars only 50 cycles ago," continued Velthar, warming to his subject. "In that time, they have built no dreadnoughts. They have claimed no territory beyond their pathetic single system. They speak softly and carry no stick at all." He spread his appendages wide. "I ask you, honored council members, what use are such weaklings to our alliance?" The vote was called. One by one, species raised their agreement. Humanity's membership would be suspended pending a demonstration of military capability within 10 solar cycles. The humans had 2 standard weeks to prove they deserved their seat, or they would be removed from all galactic affairs. Ambassador Chen finally stood. The chamber quieted, curious to hear what defense the human might mount. She looked slowly around the room, meeting the eyes or optical sensors of each representative. "We accept these terms," she said simply, then sat down. The council adjourned in a buzz of conversation. Velthar preened, already composing his victory statement. The humans, he was certain, would slink back to their little blue world in shame. 7 days later, the emergency session was called not by the humans but by the Kryn Empire itself. Velthar's delegation arrived in disarray, their usually immaculate diplomatic robes torn and stained. The ambassador himself bore visible injuries, his carapace cracked along one side. Behind them came representatives from 6 other species, all showing signs of combat trauma. "What is the meaning of this?" demanded the council chairman, a venerable Thornian elder. "Pirates," Velthar gasped, collapsing into his seat. "The Void Reavers. They struck our mining colonies in the Tertian Nebula. 3 worlds, simultaneously. We sent our 3rd fleet to respond." He paused, seeming to struggle with his next words. "They were annihilated. Every ship. Then the Reavers sent us a message." He activated a holographic display. A terrifying figure appeared, something vaguely humanoid but twisted, covered in combat armor that seemed to be fused with its flesh. When it spoke, its voice was like grinding metal. "Your pathetic council hides behind words while we take what we want. We have claimed the Tertian sector. Come and take it back if you dare. Your fleets are toys. Your warriors are food. There is no force in this galaxy that can stop us." The hologram flickered and died. The council chamber erupted in panic. The Void Reavers were legendary, a coalition of the most violent species ever encountered, united only in their love of destruction. They had been quiet for centuries, hiding in the galactic rim. Now they were back. "We must assemble the combined fleet," someone called out. "The combined fleet requires a unanimous vote," the chairman reminded them. "That includes—" All eyes turned to the human delegation. Ambassador Chen stood once more. This time, Colonel Morrison stood with her. "Members of the council," Chen began, her voice carrying clearly through the translation matrix. "You have asked why we stay silent, why we build no dreadnoughts, why we do not demonstrate our capabilities." She smiled, but it was not a pleasant expression. "The answer is simple. We have been protecting you." Confused murmurs filled the chamber. "Protecting them? The humans?" Morrison stepped forward, activating a holographic star chart. Red markers appeared throughout the galactic rim, hundreds of them. "For the past 47 cycles," Morrison explained, "human forces have been engaged in continuous combat operations against the Void Reavers and 17 other hostile forces. We have fought 3,412 separate engagements. We have destroyed 607 pirate bases. We have eliminated 4 entire Reaver battle groups before they could reach civilized space. The red markers began to disappear from the map, replaced by blue human military symbols. The sheer scale of it was staggering. You thought we were weak because we built no dreadnoughts? Chen's voice carried an edge now. We didn't need to build them. We brought them with us. Earth's self-defense fleet alone numbers 47,000 combat vessels. We have been operating from bases in the outer dark, keeping the wolves from your doors while you debated and voted and patted yourselves on the back for being civilized. She advanced a hologram. It showed a human warship, sleek, deadly, bristling with weapons that made the Council's most advanced dreadnoughts look primitive. We stay silent because we come from a world where speaking softly is wisdom, not weakness. But we carry a very big stick, Ambassador Velthar. We simply saw no reason to wave it around like some species do. Morrison pulled up another image, the twisted figure from the Reaver broadcast. This one calls himself Warlord Xathrak. We've been hunting him for 20 cycles. He just made a mistake by revealing his position. Chen nodded to Morrison, who spoke into a comm device. Admiral Zhao, you are authorized to proceed. The holographic display shifted to a real-time feed from the Tertian Nebula. The Council watched in stunned silence as space itself seemed to tear open. Humanity's first fleet emerged from their quantum drives, not dozens of ships, but thousands. Sleek destroyers, massive carriers, weapons platforms that dwarfed anything the Council had ever constructed. The Void Reaver forces, caught completely off guard, barely had time to react. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When it was over, the Reaver fleet was nothing but debris and expanding clouds of superheated gas. The feed shifted again, this time to the interior of what was clearly a Reaver command ship. Human Marines in powered armor were systematically dismantling the defenses, moving with a precision and lethality that made even the warrior Jarek recoil. Within minutes, they had Warlord Xathrak in custody. His armor stripped away, his reign of terror ended. The hologram faded. The Council chamber was absolutely silent. We have been carrying out these operations quietly, Chen continued, because we understood something the rest of you seem to have forgotten. The galaxy is not safe because we all agree it should be. It's safe because someone is willing to do the hard, violent, necessary work of making it safe. She looked directly at Velthar. You wanted to know if we deserve our council seat? We've been earning it every day since we arrived. Bleeding in places you didn't even know were threatened. Fighting enemies you've tried to pretend don't exist. Ambassador Chen gathered her materials, preparing to leave. The vote on our membership stands. If you want us gone, we'll go. But understand this, we won't stop protecting this galaxy. We'll just stop asking your permission to do it. She turned to walk out, but the chairman's voice stopped her. Ambassador Chen. The old Thornian rose, his voice heavy with emotion. On behalf of the Galactic Council, I apologize. We were blind to your sacrifices, deaf to your silent service. He looked around the chamber. All those in favor of not only maintaining human membership, but granting humanity a permanent seat on the Security Council. The vote was unanimous. As the human delegation departed, Velthar sat in his seat, his earlier pride replaced by shame. He had called them weak. He had mocked their silence. He had never considered that their silence wasn't weakness, it was discipline. And that discipline, maintained while humanity fought a secret war to protect those who scorned them, was the strongest thing of all. Outside the council chamber, Morrison smiled at his ambassador. That went well. Chen allowed herself a small grin. Admiral Zhao does good work. Should we tell them the First Fleet is only 12% of our total military capacity? Eventually, Chen replied. But let's let them process this first. Sometimes the softest voice needs the biggest stick. They just don't need to know exactly how big it is. Behind them, the Galactic Council began the long process of understanding that humanity's greatest strength had never been their weapons or their ships. It was their willingness to stand guard in the darkness, asking nothing in return, protecting those who couldn't protect themselves. The humans had spoken softly all along. The galaxy had simply failed to notice the thunder they carried.